10. All right, let's bring in our guest analyst. He's on his way down to Commodity Classic, so this is almost like a roving reporter. And that's going to be Oliver Slope. He's with Blue Line Futures, and he is somewhere between Chicago and Houston. Thanks for being on, Oliver.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. We just crossed over into Arkansas. And we got a jump start on the day at about 2:30 this morning, but looking forward to getting down to Texas and meeting people face to face and hopefully see some smiles, because we haven't heard any when talking with guys on the phone with regards to these grain markets. And you mentioned it kind of right off the bat, trying to look for that silver lining, and there just isn't really one out there, unfortunately. It's a bear market, but that doesn't mean, we're not going to see some relief rallies from time to time. Hopefully that's sooner rather than later, as funds have accelerated their selling over the last several weeks, extending their net short position to a record in corn and kind of on the verge of soybeans. Soybeans specifically, net sellers for 14 straight weeks, which is smashing the old record of 10 straight weeks. So hopefully we can get some good news, or at least some premium built into the market with uncertainty around spring weather and spring planting here in the United States. But looking past that, I think it's going to be tough for this market to rally, especially heading into election with the way things are sitting right now.
It's just one of those things, Oliver. I mean, if this feels like folks are stuck, right? I mean, I went and spoke in Virginia 2 weeks ago. I'm going to be out in Holstein, Iowa, in the middle of March, and if you're used to getting $7, $8 for your corn, and you haven't really done a lot for 2023 because it was falling when you were doing it, and then if you haven't done much for 2024, you're just kind of in this purgatory. Like, do you want to bail here, or do you want to wait and see if the funds cover? I mean, it's a tough spot for producers to be in right now. You know what I mean?
It is a very tough spot for producers, especially those who haven't taken action. I think over the last 4 years, we've been pretty blessed to have pretty decent prices and haven't seen a year where funds slipped short. And I was reminding guys, last year, or for the most part of last year, that it used to be pretty cyclical, where funds would go net long, net short, net long, net short, and we got spoiled with those high prices for several years. And I think some people got, maybe fallen asleep at the wheel, so to speak, and weren't able to take as much action as they probably should have back in the fall.
And lastly, before you go to a commercial break here, I'm not sure if I had a bunch of customers right now, I would tell them to rely on a funds covering their short as a big part of their marketing plan. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that is not a good enough reason to be bullish the market when there's nothing else out there except for a big short position. I will remind you that fund short position in corn, that was a record back in 2019. Position limits were increased in 2021, so they probably still have a little bit of powder to add.
All right. Stay right there. I know you're not going anywhere. You're in Arkansas somewhere. We're going to go away.